Kayla, and today I am here with you with a big pile of books. So this is 20 of my current to-be-reads. To be fair, this is not all of them. We've talked about my quarantine TBR before. I don't know if I've actually shown you the document. It's here. It is currently at 99 books, and I have read 52, I think. So there's still 40 left, but today I'm going to show you 20 of them. These are 20 of the ones that I already own. There are some on this list that I haven't purchased yet, or that I have but haven't arrived. So I'm going to show you 20 of these books. I have 10 nonfiction and 10 fiction, which is shocking because this list is very heavy to the nonfiction side, but I have an equal amount of each right here in front of me. So I'm going to show you these and tell you a little bit about them, I guess. It's a lot of books, and there's still a lot more. I've been reading really fast. One of my big goals for 2020 is to read 150 books. I am a third of the way there, so we're gonna keep powering through. I'm gonna start with fiction because that's a weirder thing on my channel. I don't read as much fiction, so we're gonna start there. The first two books I talked about recently, actually, are the Carve the Mark series by Veronica Roth. So that's Carve the Mark and The Fates Divide. They're still like in their packaging, like nice from Amazon. But yeah, so these are it's a duology by Veronica Roth, who wrote the Divergent books, and so I'm excited to read these. These have been living over on my shelf waiting for me to get around to them. And my little stack on the floor next to me. The next two are rereads. So if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen that I have been rereading the Percy Jackson series, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, in celebration of the Disney Plus show that's in development, and I'm so excited, and I'm so glad that Rick Riordan is involved in writing it, because that means that we maybe won't have some of the issues that we had with the movies. Just saying. So I've read the first 4 already, so I'm just about to start The Last Olympian, which is the 5th, and then I also have in the mail the Heroes of Olympus series, which is like the follow-up. Once I can't tell you the once because it spoils the original series, but it's in the future, and it's also ties in the Roman gods as well. So I've read the first 3 of those before. I never finished the series. It's a 5-part series as well, so I'm excited to actually finally finish that series. I had just gotten a little bit too old by the time the last 2 came out that I wasn't as excited to get to them, but now I want to finish that series. The next, I'm just gonna put it up here. I'm gonna let you judge me. I'm gonna let you judge me, then I'm gonna put the book in the pile. Okay, that's all we're gonna do. This is a reread, so I'm gonna put it in front of the camera. Then I'm gonna just put it away. I mean, I'm gonna let you all silently judge me. Go for it. Commence judging. All right, cease the judging. Time to move on. This next one is a part of a collection that I've read 2 books from already that I'm really excited about. I really enjoyed the first 2, and it is a Disney Twisted Tale. This one is the Peter Pan one, and it is called Straight On Till Morning, and the tagline for this one, because they all have like a tagline that's the what if, and this one is what if Wendy first traveled to Neverland with Captain Hook. So I'm really excited to read this one. This one's longer than the other 2. I've read the one that's based on Frozen, which is called Conceal Don't Feel, and the one that's Cinderella, which is So This Is Love. So I'm really excited to read this one. I really want to read them all, but this was just the next one they had at Target. I haven't ordered any online. I found all of them in the stores, so when I was at Target the other day getting groceries, I looked just to see, because usually they just have the Cinderella and Frozen, but I've seen that they've had others in the past, so I was like, let's just see if they got any more in stock, and they had gotten this one in stock, so I picked it up. It was like 14 bucks. All right, next, this is a book that like I feel like everyone and their moms read. I also think there's like 4 copies of it in my house, 3 at least, because I think me and each of my sisters all own it, and they've both maybe finished it, maybe only one of them's finished it. I don't know. But like all my friends have read it. I picked this up in an airport actually, and then just never got to it. And it is Red, White, and Royal Blue, which I know everyone and their mom has read. So I'm excited to finally get around to reading that. This one also is one that's been sitting on my shelf for a while, and just I've never gotten around to reading it. It is The Moon and More by Sarah Dessen. I love Sarah Dessen. I don't know if I've talked about it much on here, but one of my favorite books of all time is by Sarah Dessen. It's called Just Listen, and it is magical. But I've loved all of Sarah Dessen's books that I've read, so finally getting around to reading this one. I honestly have no idea. When did this one come out? Let's see. Because that'll tell you how long it's been since I bought this. This one came out in 2013, and I probably bought it in 2013, to be honest. And I just haven't gotten around to reading it because that's the year I went to college. So, yeah. And then the next 3 books are I wouldn't really call them, I don't think they're really a series. I think they're more like a collection as well. And one of them I've started to read but never finished, and that is the Girls series by Rachel Hollis. So Party Girl, Smart Girl, and Sweet Girl. I've started Party Girl before. I honestly don't remember if I finished it, so Party Girl might be a complete reread. I may have finished it. I honestly don't remember, but these are on my list as well. All right. So that is the fiction pile. Let's jump over to the nonfiction pile. Now, some of these I've already shown you, but I'm just not gonna talk too much about those ones. I'm just gonna show you and move on. But they are ones I still haven't gotten to. So the first is Super Attractor by Gabrielle Bernstein. Like I talked about in, I don't remember what that video was called, but the last time I did a TBR, I talked about how I started this book on my way to Boston back in November, and I never finished it. Still haven't. So I'm gonna get to that. The next one is another one I feel like everyone and their mother is reading right now during quarantine, and that is Untamed by Glennon Doyle. So I'm really excited to get down to reading this. This is another one that's been sitting on my shelf for a while, and I've read bits and pieces of, but never finished, and that's The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. I've talked before about how I love her Netflix show, so I'm ready to actually read the book. These next 2 I did talk about in that last video, and those are Buy Yourself the Fucking Lilies by Tara Schuster, and The Extremely Busy Woman's Guide to Self-Care by Suzanne Falter. Again, they've been waiting for me to read. I haven't gotten to them. I got both of these at Target, as you can tell by the red stickers. And when I was there the other day, they were still there. To be fair, most of these books I got at Target. Like, look at all these Target stickers, like, everywhere. I buy most of my books at Target, to be honest. And then Barnes & Noble when I can actually get out to the Barnes & Noble near me. This next one, I've read parts of before, and I'm rereading it now because I'm also doing the online course that goes along with it because it was on sale, and that is the Four Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin. I am an upholder, if you were curious of which one it is, but there's basically 4 tendencies. Here they are: upholder, questioner, rebel, and obliger. I'm also taking the course about this right now to learn a little bit more about the framework, and I'll be talking about it a little more on Friday's podcast, which is about identity. So stay tuned for that. But yes, this is The Four Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin. Next up, we've got Light is the New Black by Rebecca Campbell. I read Rise Sister Rise already. I love Rebecca Campbell. She is marvelous. And I really liked her writing style when I read Rise Sister Rise, so I'm excited to get to this one as well. Going back to Marie Kondo, we've got Joy at Work, which is her most recent book. I think it just came out like a few weeks ago. Let's see. Copyright, it should say 2020, I think. Yeah, so it just came out a few weeks ago, and I picked this up at the grocery store the other day. I'm super excited to read it. Next, we've got The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Reading on recommendation of the Hollises, obviously, because I pretty much will do anything the Hollises tell me to do. And that's kind of sad for someone who's like such a self-starter and so self-motivated, but also I love them. So I'm going to be reading this, Power of Habit. And then I'm currently reading this book, and it's so good, but it's been a struggle for me. Because that book is The Gift of Forgiveness by Katherine Schwarzenegger Pratt. Y'all, I'm the kind of person who I want to sit down and I want to devour a book. I want to like take in everything it has in one sitting, or 2, depending on what my schedule's like. I like to just like read through a book. And a book like this, I could read in 2 hours. Like, I could get this done in 2 hours. But I sat down to read it, and one of the first things she asks you in the introduction is to not do that. Is to read it one story at a time and treat them like separate stories within this book. And so I'm doing it. I've been reading this for like 2 weeks now, taking weekends off. and just reading fiction on the weekends. But I've been reading one chapter at a time, and they're so good, but it's killing me that I haven't finished this yet, because I literally started it almost 2 weeks ago. And the fact that I haven't finished it yet is driving me crazy. But it's okay. That's what I'm intentionally doing. It's not like I started it and then never touched it again. I've read it almost every day since. But it's driving me a little bit crazy that I have not finished this book yet. But that is The Gift of Forgiveness by Katherine Schwarzenegger Pratt. And like I said, it's been really good so far. I cannot wait to finish it, but I will finish it one chapter at a time like she suggests. So those are 20 of my current to read. There's a lot of books, but I love reading, and I've been getting to do a lot of reading. That's something I'm scheduling into my day more and more. It's part of my morning routine. So I have no doubt that I will finish all 20 of these very soon. But yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. If you have any suggestions of books that you think I should read, drop them in the comments below. I'm always open to new suggestions. Head over to Goodreads and follow me over there. My list of to read is actually even longer than my quarantine TBR and these books. I think I have like 70 books on my like want to read list. So head over there. You can also check out some of the books I have been reading and my thoughts on those. I'll link it down below, but I believe my username is just KaylaDanielle11. Don't quote me on that though. Click the link in my description. Yeah, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!